Hey everyone, Mike Arce here, and I am really excited about today's topic as I definitely know that there's not enough people that are using this strategy in order to really determine what their ad budget should be when creating their ad campaign or their marketing campaigns and deciding, okay, what am I going to put towards getting new business through digital or advertising just in general. And it's pretty interesting how so many people actually don't use the system I'm going to show you today. And I get to meet with a lot of different advertisers and marketers from all over the world, and some of them are just the greatest at what they do. And really, I've noticed really just the top 5-10% are really looking at their ad budget this particular way. And even the good or mediocre, or even, obviously the people that are below average in marketing, they don't look at it this way. And small businesses and entrepreneurs that I get to meet with, fitness studio owners, they don't look at it this way. And I think it actually, it's crazy, but it's funny because it totally goes against what the average person says they'll do when I first sit down and talk with them about budget, right? And so I'll give you an example. When I first sit down and talk with people about budget and we have that conversation, usually what we hear is, well, if it's working, I'll spend more. Or, hey, if the results are there, if there's a return, I'll spend more. We hear that, but then the behavior is actually very different. Well, guess what? The top advertisers, the top marketers, they are actually doing that. And but how do we do it? How do we decide what is more? Like what's appropriately more? Because we don't want to go crazy and we definitely don't want to underspend. We want to make sure we get the absolute most out of our business. Here's the deal. If you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you're looking to grow, it is your obligation to constantly get out there, advertise, and get more business for a couple reasons. One, if you are not growing, you are dying because your competitors are growing. The people that want to take you out are growing. And so if you don't grow and they're growing, that's the same thing as if you're going slow in a car and they're going fast, it's going to be the same as you going backwards, right? When you think about it, it's the same thing. You're distancing yourself further in the wrong direction. And the other reason, which actually produces the same result, is it's not good for your team. It's bad for culture. It's bad for keeping good people, because good people want a career path. Good people want to know that they're growing and they want to know that they're excelling. They're going to make more money. But mathematically, how can you make sense of paying people more money if the business isn't making more money? It's got to come from somewhere, right? So it's your obligation to really grow this business as much as you can when you see the opportunities, and the opportunities are clearly there. We are in a very good position right now. The social platforms we have, the advertising platforms we have, I mean, once you know how to use them really, really well, we're just set up for success. And it's up to us to just kind of walk through that door. Okay, so let's talk about the ad budget, the perfect ad budget. How do we decide what that is? Because that's today's topic. And so the first thing to do is to really decide where your base is. And what I mean by that is, where are you comfortable today? What's a comfortable budget for you today? Let's say you do the math and you look at your business, and from all the things that you look at, you decide that $1,500 a month is a number that you can part with. Whether you're comfortable or uncomfortable, it doesn't really matter. You've decided that you're good with $1,500. You'll deal with it, right? Okay, great. $1,500 a month. Now, the next thing I'm going to start talking about, I promise you, some of you guys are going to start listening going, oh, I think I know where he's going. You don't. You just know where I'm going to the next step. I'm going to tie it all together with something else in the end. I want you guys to stay tuned to the end because it's all going to make sense here. So the next thing you want to do is you want to look at your return in two different ways, okay? One of them is your monthly, and the other one is your actual LCV or LTV, depending on the acronym you want to use. Both are actually used for lifetime customer value, okay? And so let's start with lifetime customer value, as that's everyone's kind of like favorite topic, right? What's the customer really worth? And well, let's figure that out really quick. Let's say your average customer pays you $150 every single month. That's your membership fee, or your average membership fee. When you take all your members and divide by, you divide the total revenue divided by the amount of members you have, that's your average, okay? So now the next thing is you want to go, well, how long does the average member stay with us? Well, the average member, let's say, stays with you for 6 months, okay? 6 months means your average lifetime customer value is about $900, given the fact that you don't have any COGS. COGS meaning costs of goods sold, right? Costs of goods sold. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a step into this real quick, because then we'll come right back to the budget. If you are the type of studio owner or business where there's actual costs tied to every single member, meaning you pay your instructors by the amount of bodies that they have in the room, then obviously $900 isn't your lifetime customer value, and $150 a month isn't exactly what you make every single month for that particular member. Now, if all your other costs are fixed costs, like your rent and your software and your all the stuff that you have going on, your bills, if that's fixed, meaning if you have 10 customers or 20 customers, it's not going to go up or down. Don't even factor that in. That's your operating costs, very different. Your COGS are what we're going to talk about. So let's say you're the type of studio that does not have COGS, because let's say you have fixed rates for your instructors, regardless if there's 20 people in the class or the 40 people in the class, they're going to get paid generally the same. Let's just pretend for right now. And then if not, you could do the math on your own. So you do the math and you go, okay, great. Well, our average member is, actually worth $150 a month to us. And they stay with us for an average of 6 months. That includes the people that are with us for 2 years and the people that leave after month 1. So our average lifetime customer value is $900. Okay, great. Well, what does that actually mean in return, in ROI? Well, this is the direction when I told you guys a few minutes ago, you're going to think you know where I'm going. This is the part right here that you think you know where I'm going. I'm going to get to that, and then we'll get into the real stuff. So $900 is what your customer's worth, and you're paying $1,500 a month. Well, that means if you sign up 2 customers at $900 lifetime customer value, technically, you've already earned $1,800. Now, you didn't make it right away. You're going to get paid that over time, but you've earned that money because if you know your numbers and you know that 150 is your average and 6 months is your average, then you know you've earned $1,800, so you just haven't gotten it all yet. So that means you have a profit of $300. That's your return on investment this particular month. Of course, this doesn't include referrals and all that stuff. So let's just ignore that, as you can't really do the math on that for sure right now. Some of you can if you really track your numbers, but let's just ignore all that benefit that comes along with a new customer as well. Great. Okay. So now we go, yeah, Mike, I get it. I get an ROI right off the bat. If I get 10 customers, it's like, I get it. If I get 10 customers, it's like $9,000. Great, but I didn't get it all right now. Yes, I know. So let's not even look at that. If you're not the business that wants to look at it that way, or let's say you can't afford to look at it that way because you're really in a tight crunch or busting at the seams right now when it comes to budget, then let's just look at it in the way that actually marketers like to look at it, which is, what do you get right now? If your average member is paying you $150 a month, okay, and you got 2 new members, well, 2 new members times 150 means that you've really only earned an extra $300 per month, okay? Well, what does that mean? To me and to marketers that really like to decide what their perfect advertising budget should be, that means that now your marketing budget could be $1,800 every month because you have an extra $300. This is, of course, given the fact that you didn't lose members on the way. But now I want you to take a step back, right? If you got 10 new members that month, at $150 a month, okay, that means that you've earned an extra $1,500 a month, which is what you're paying for advertising. So now at this point, you can say, hey, my advertising's free, or you can say, no, I'm okay with spending $1,500 a month. Let's double this budget because I found an extra $1,500 because of this awesome investment that I made into my business. Now you got a $3,000 a month budget. And every month you can continue to compound that. By the way, it doesn't compound literally or linearly. It compounds, it doesn't add up linearly. It compounds, it goes exponentially, right? Because if you have a $3,000 marketing budget, that's not going to get you 10 members. If 1,500 got you 10 members, 3,000 should get you 20 or more, right? Scaling it up. Not everything scales that way. So, I mean, if you're targeting a 5 to 7 mile radius, you're not going to be able to spend $25,000, $20,000 a month. You're going to have a hard time spending that in a way that makes sense without Facebook wasting your money. But you could definitely get to the point where you're spending $500 to $7,500 a month. And some of you guys are going, dude, that's a lot. Spending $500 to $7,500 a month. I can't even justify doing that. You can. If this marketing got you an extra 100 members, okay? If it got you an extra 100 members at $150 a pop, you've literally got an extra $15,000 a month that you didn't need, that you didn't have when you first decided to spend $1,500 a month. So you can keep half of that and still have $7,500 left over for marketing, and that's only $5,000 over your initial marketing budget. Why did the best advertisers do this? because they know that you can do one of two things. You can either pace to goal. Here's what I mean by pace to goal. If your $1,500 a month is getting you 10 new members a month, well, inevitably, if your goal is to get 300 members, inevitably you'll get there eventually. It's going to happen. But I want you to take a look at the P in the word pace to goal. The best marketers know they can either pace to goal or they can race to goal, right? Why would I, if I just, let's say I'm in a race right now. If I'm in a race and I'm in a car, all right, you guys, have you ever played video games with like the games where you start with like a really terrible race car, but you haven't raced enough to where you've earned levels and credits to where you can upgrade your car? Would you guys continue to race with that crappy car throughout the entire game? No. What do? You've earned some credits. You're going to put a new engine on that thing. You earned some credits. You're going to add some better tires. You're going to add a, what do you call that thing? A spoiler? I don't know what you call the thing. The thing that goes in the back, it looks like a wing. I'm not a car guy, but you know what I'm talking about. The things that's supposed to make the car perform better and faster so you can get there quicker. Why would we keep riding this beat up car? And same thing for you. If your advertising's done its job and it's gotten you more business, spend the money. Even if you don't spend all of it, spend half of your income, spend half of your profits and add it to your existing marketing budget because you knew you were comfortable with $1,500 a month without those new members. Why wouldn't you be more than comfortable with them? Spend more money, build your business faster, get to your goal. And then once you get to capacity, let's say you're at 85% capacity, right? You're like, man, we're almost filled. We got a couple classes. We can't even fit people in at this point. Great. At that point, you can go ahead and ease up a little bit on the gas. If your marketing budget's at $5,000 a month, you could bring that down to $1,500 a month right now to keep it going. You can raise your free offers that were generating a lot of leads at a low cost. You can raise that to a paid offer that has a higher barrier to get in, but it's okay, because the demand is now higher, right? You're filled up. You're filled up. So just know that you don't want to keep the same thing over and over and over. If your business is different, if your marketing budget's higher because you have more profits with the same fixed costs, right? Spend more money. If your goals are different because now you're at 90% capacity versus 30% capacity, well, adjust your marketing budget, adjust your marketing plan. Now, what are some of the things you do with the extra money? Well, in future GSD Bites, like this is a GSD Bite, it's our first of many. In future GSD Bites, I'm going to be going over stuff just like that, right? In fact, the next GSD Bite that I'm going to be talking about is actually going to be the perfect retargeting strategy for the fitness studio space, right? And so you guys are going to really learn how to retarget in a way that you actually should. And if you guys do this, you not only will you spend way less money per lead, but you're going to have way better communication and conversations with the leads that actually come in. It's a way of heating up your cold leads. We're going to be talking about that as we go. But man, I'm so glad you guys got to tune in today. I hope you guys learned. And also, before you tune out, if you don't already have tickets to GSD Con yet, GSD Con 19 is going to be May 16th and 17th in Phoenix, Arizona. We've got hundreds of fitness studio owners coming from all over the world and some of the best, most successful fitness studio owners and operators on stage teaching like what I just taught right now in this, 10, 15-minute period, teaching that over the course of 2 full days. But not just this, talk about hiring and firing and sales and marketing and advertising and PR and all that stuff. And you guys are definitely going to want to get in. And right now, we actually have a buy one, get one free promo. So make sure that you guys get your ticket. And if you can't do the buy one, get one free right now, because you're the only one that wants to go, then just call us. And then we'll give you a ticket for 50% off so you can take advantage of the offer as one. It'll be the same thing, right? We do the math. So go to gsdcon.com to go ahead and get information. We'll get you all set up, or you can give us a call as well. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to the GSD Show Bites. And make sure to subscribe because we got more of these coming up. And if you like this, we're going to give you a whole lot of them. Plus some stories and raw interviews, as well as my talks from when I get asked to speak on different stages across the country. And yeah, you're going to want to be in on those. So guys, thank you again. And we will see you in the next episode.